Okay, I haven't finished reading Dragonquest yet, and I expected to do a double review today, so yeah. And my light kind of died on me again, so I'm now lit by 2 lamps. About 1.5 weeks ago I finished reading a spell for Chameleon, and it's actually really good. It's quite a good read, in fact. It's basically a parody of the fantasy genre, which seems to be a bit of a theme here, doesn't it? But it still takes itself seriously. What I mean by parody is that Piers Anthony has taken the conventions of the fantasy genre and upped them to 11, which means that magic is now the core of the world itself that he's created. The story is set in Xanth, which is a sort of quasi-Florida looking thing. See, if you have a look there, it's sort of kinda like Florida if I know my geography. It's a very basic map, but that's fine. Maps will come in different shapes and sizes. Now, in Xanth, everything is magic. And I mean everything. People have magic, the animals have magic, and even the plants have magic. And, well, naturally, since some things have magic, other things will be magic. Take, for instance, the beer barrel and the oil barrel trees. The former is that you can tap into it and you can just turn it on and you can get beer out of it. And the latter is where you can get oil from it. And everything has a unique talent. A magical talent that is unique to them. This means that no talent will be exactly alike. But it does mean that some talents will be absurdly similar. For example, you have 2 talents. One is to turn objects blue, the other is to turn objects azure. They're not the same, but they're not different because they're just so close in colour that it doesn't really matter. It's just a different on a technicality. But anyway, on to the characters. Now, our protagonist is Bink, and since he's the protagonist, the chances of him not having magic, compared to everyone else, is pretty high, and we would be right. He doesn't know what his talent is, or whether or not he has one at all, so he's the one that sets up the story because he wants to find out what it is so that he's not exiled. Now, the next major character we meet is Win, whom Bink meets after a rape trial. Don't ask, it's complicated. Win is dumb, and I mean that literally. She can't speak, and her intelligence is abysmally low. However, she is stunningly beautiful, which compensates for that fact. The third character we meet is Iris, and that's after Win and Bink split up. Now, Iris is a sorceress, and she can create illusions as part of that talent, which is pretty powerful magic, hence why she's a sorceress. Of course, you have men and women who have extremely powerful talents. They're quite rare. Males are magicians, females are sorceresses. Pretty self-explanatory. Now, Iris is a power-hungry person, and she's trying to use Bink's lack of a magic talent to usurp the throne and take it for herself. But Bink refuses, even though, despite her best efforts, to coerce him into doing her bidding. So he escapes from her, and then we meet Dee, the average-looking girl with average intelligence. And because of coincidence, they end up splitting up as well, and Bink finally meets the person he's trying to find, the magician Humphrey. Now, Humphrey is a man that looks a little bit like a gnome, and his talent is divination, which he uses to find out the answers for some people's problems at the charge of a single-year's service. However, Bink needed to demonstrate his talent to the Storm King, a senile old man, but he can't. However, the magician Humphrey did say that he did have a powerful talent, but it just can't be drawn out by normal circumstances. So Bink's exiled, and there he meets the final 2 characters of the book, Fanchon and Trent. Now, Fanchon is a girl, and she's really ugly, but she's extremely intelligent. Like, genius-level intelligent. Trent is the designated villain of the book. However, unlike most generic villains of fantasy novels, he's not ugly or dumb or anything, or holds the idiot ball if anyone watches or reads TV tropes. He's charismatic, intelligent, and handsome, as described in the book. I really don't want to spoil any more of the plot than I already have, so I'm just gonna have to say that in Xanth, nothing is as it seems, especially not Bink's companions or his powers. Now, while the book's not as traditionally funny in the sense as Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and I mean that in the fact that Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is making you laugh on every page, but this isn't. It's still humorous, but it's not funny as in making me burst out in laughter. It's still pretty light-hearted in some places, yet it can be pretty serious in other places. It's enough to get you invested in the characters and want to know what happens next to them, unlike Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where it just makes me want to know what happens next. It's really funny, I just want to keep knowing what happens next. So yeah, it's a really good book, and I want to read the next one, and I want to read the rest of the series, all 37 books. And here's hoping I can finish Dragonquest before the end of the week, because I am really far behind on it. As you can see, I still have like another 100 pages to go. Ish, I finished have that much to go. So I need to finish that. I also need to finish this by the end of the week. This one's a children's book though, so it should be pretty much fine. Have a nice day.